Yeah, perfect.
Okay, great. I suppose we can wait for another few minutes and see if more people will join, and then we can start. But just to give a short little introduction, today's call will cover a few topics starting from the improvements of Kodadot and permafrost, and as well as MetaPrime. But we will also be discussing the visual creative direction and creative direction in general, as well as XR elements that will be implemented and that have been implemented so far. And yeah, just overall give an introduction to where we're at now, where we'll be going, who's on board, and just generally give a little thank you to everybody that has supported every single project so far. So I'm thinking we should wait for maybe a few minutes, and then Val can open the introduction. Also, if you have any kind of questions, any kind of suggestions for improving either of our products or workflows or anything really, please feel free to let us know, as that is more than welcome. So I think we could actually start. Val, would you like to take the stage, please?
Oh wait, actually we should like officially start it in Discord. I think there should be some buttons, so probably my people will be aware of that. Let me check. I'll be back. Okay, so it is like the official how event starts.
Yeah, it says live
No,
now.
no, there is something like button like start. Actually, yeah, which is like it's new to me as well. So and no, actually there's something like starting, and also let everyone know that starting. Okay, now that's probably stage is already open. Aha, nice. So oh, that's what actually does is actually send some notification for everyone. And oh, and it's broken. Whatever.
A good
Okay.
thing that everybody expects chaos.
Yeah, it's nice. Okay, so I really welcome you, all of you here, and probably more people are coming all over. And that yeah, today's talk that we would like to literally to thank everyone like who is like the participating on this the project. It's really like the important for us that actually you're participating and you are contributing for this project because we would like to give away the code as something like the public good. And right now, yeah, we'd like separate this with our funds and this media prime funding as well. And would like to help it like in the long run like works on its own or so. So yeah, we'd like happy to like give the more permissions and the rights to like to participate in the long-term members, as they probably know where actually we are going and what kind of stuff we are building. So yeah, that's it. And yeah, I would like get back to how we like operated on the from the gig economy scale, and I would like to talk about more about it. Yeah. So yeah, briefly, I would like to happy to the name. That send the credits like all the members. We actually right now have the interns members participating, and that's like really help us like where we are today. And yeah, I would like to start like with the guys. By giving the credits for the companies like from the New Zealand who actually is behind the subquery, which is actually powering our whole stuff what you don't see on the Kodadot, which is actually querying and powering all the part of the infrastructure, who actually doesn't need to take care much, and actually they're super professional on that, and they will help us the scale about this in the future. Then actually, I would like to thank the Daniel, who is actually in the Sydney, but he might show up, so he should be around this time actually waking up. He's actually helping us on the legal side and all the stuff like speaking on the fundraising. So you'll probably see him more around in the future weeks. Then actually, I would like to thank to the Isa, who actually is helping us on the rewriting the Kodadot to the Nuxt. So actually, he might be show up. So if he'll be around, he can maybe say a word or two. And actually, I would like to recently thank to the Stratford, who actually worked on the chart engine. Then I would like to personally thanks to the Prachi, hopes and pronunciation is right. She's helping us delivering features which actually she understands well, and hopefully she can like bring us more interesting features in the long term, and maybe she finds where actually is the best spot for her. Then actually I would like to thank the recent joining member like Louis. She's, if I'm right, in Dubai. I should have probably invite her to the stage, of course. And you'll probably see her more around. She will like help us with the digital strategy. Then I would like to thank to our frequent contributor to the code base, like Rory Lau. He's from the France, and he's actually one of our longest external contributors, actually working as an open source contributor. And funny story is actually that we had like first time the chat with him after first, I don't know, 6 months, because we didn't have much time or so, or didn't want to, but we like it works like well. We worked, I think, first without 0 meetings, and it works well through the GitHub issues. That was it. Then actually I would like to personally thank the Siladron. She's like author of the first design of the Kodadot, like, because if you drive to the Twitter media page on the Kodadot Twitter, you will find how we actually looked like in the past, like in the January back then. It was like, we call it like internally like the Craigslist bit, and right now we bit falling there again. So yeah, really thank you for all the work, and she will be like having today's short panel about the rebranding stuff for the Kodadot. Then actually, I would like to thank the recent joiner, like the Martin Jensen, who will be like helping us on the driving the Flutter app. So he was like taking charge of the making the Kodadot mobile app. So yay, we'll be probably introducing more ones actually be done. Then actually, yeah, I would like to thank the Victor. He's like the other founder, who actually is from Slovakia, who's actually the very strong member, and we're actually hacking on this together for a while. So actually, yeah, we've been like get together like back in the progress bar and through the hackathons and various stuff on the Ethereum Berlin 2 and all the stuff. We've been like hacking on various stuff until we received this grant, and yeah, I would like talk about more today. Actually, yeah, I would like to thank the Ron Choka, if I'm right, from the New Jersey, who is like will be telling you today about the extended reality and virtual galleries, what will be rolling in the Kodadot. And personally, I would like to thank about our architect who actually made already some worlds, like the rooms, the Dakaguai, if I'm right, the pronunciation, from the Hawaii. So hopefully he might show up. I think we will be soon entering his morning time zone. And yeah, basically that's like for the introduction. So yeah, I would like one more time like thank you all. And if you like in the future somebody know about it, you have the friends who would like to join the Web3 ecosystem, or would like to consider like change the job from the Web 2.0, yeah, would like happy to have the chat. And we probably don't have listed all positions, but we'd like we'll be hiring the startup structure, startup kit, and we would like in the long term would like to have it scaled to much bigger team members, like I don't know, something like 30 or so. So yeah, so briefly. Yeah, I would like to drive that for everyone, like how we actually started, how we appear in the Polkadot ecosystem. So actually, we just received in summer 2019, if I'm right, the grant for the rewriting whole .apps from the React to the Vue.js. It was quite a pain. We actually participated in some hackathons. We actually won some hackathon with the TIDs and identity and registrars. And from there, actually, yeah, we seen like in late November 2020 some opportunity to implement the remark, which was still ever evolving at the time. And we just received the first Kusama Treasury grant, which was approved like in record time. And we just quickly implemented all the stuff there. And yeah, we initially have some the struggles, actually, because we want to like keep it like in a way like be like mostly decentralized and be in open source as possible. So that's where we actually went with the using the textile 3DB, which wasn't best sufficient. And later we actually switched to the indexer from the subquery, which is actually delivered much better stuff there. And that actually, yeah, would like to keep our ethos like being as much possible like distributed and decentralized. We are thinking about the technology where actually anyone can like run our code, and in the future we actually will be encouraging people like running our fork or something like that. So yeah, that's briefly like how we work right now. Beginning of this year, actually, yeah, me try to like the raise them some funds, and it actually, yeah, I can tell like actually it failed because we realized actually the traction maybe was there, but we wasn't much the confident the time that actually it might succeed or so. But we just keep grinding, and we actually just realized we probably need to maybe steam off and focus on some other stuff till then. And yeah, that was sort of the story that back then. So I think it was around the April this year. And then actually, yeah, there was like opportunity to be participating in some the carbonless the hackathon, because there was like all this stuff from the teasers running all the green NFTs and the carbonless NFTs, and be like carbon neutral or carbon positive. Carbon, sorry, positive, carbon neutral, carbon negative. And from there, actually, yeah, we participated with Gitcoin Hackathon, like implementing the buying the offset carbon credits, and we subsidized through the Kodadot. So actually, we bought some of the credits which actually are something still in the buffer, and we like offloading every NFT mint right now through these credits. And then actually, during these same times, we actually get in chat with the amazing guy, the Pedro, who personally actually offer some attention because I have like too much DMs from them. But yeah, they actually made some opportunity like the start planting trees in the Portugal. And from there, actually, yeah, we just recently started planting trees in the Portugal. You may see somewhere in the feed, and we will be writing on there some more longer article or so, how we actually would like to contribute to the climate change through these NFTs, and how we actually taking the skin in the game as the marketplace. I would like to building these the forests, and probably in the long term we already got some the GeoJSON for the trees, and maybe minting it as NFTs, and you can like buy it, and the tree will be probably forever yours. It's something like a long-term landlord contracts for 25 years, if I'm not sure. Yeah, and yeah, that's the vision there. That we would like to extend our current 330 trees and go with like one 134,000 trees on the 100 hectares in the Portugal right now. And actually we'll be meet in the Lisbon some organization who actually can plant these trees on the scale all over the world. So actually we would like be expanding there. Probably we have dedicated AIMA for this. So yeah. So yeah, I think that's basically what we are now with the carbonless stuff. And yeah, I would like to briefly go how we like operate. So that's probably most of our core culture. So yeah, how we work right now, that we are not a traditional startup, and we just decided, because we had like struggled to hire somebody for a longer period of time, and we've been like over 200 the participants on the resumes, or who actually participate, try to make the pull request or go through the issues or so. And we always like missed on some the trades or whatsoever who actually could like work with us, and maybe they failed like the accomplished some pull request, or didn't know much about what's like pull request because of didn't work in the open source culture, and even didn't have like maybe the GitHub profile. So we realized it's like how we started like using the Gitcoin. We started making like something like the internal product like is supporting this gig economy, how like everybody's like work right now, that we actually put the bounties on the issues, and we actually realized that it's sort of like the capital efficient and the time efficient, and top of it like it's async first, so actually we can work like without meetings, and if like there is like not much friction, that it's much more efficient in the long run, because we actually not need to like do all the boring the water cooler chats or so, and we actually have like the product is much better, and in parallel we can like deliver much more. So yeah, and that yeah, that's how it actually started, and would like to bit how to say improve this process and change how we actually right now operate, because right now we have like something like labels priorities on priority 1 to priority 5, and actually giving some bounties from ranging $50 to 1,000. We actually right now don't push anyone. So actually, if you like start making PR, it's okay. We don't have like any the window to be like the finished or so. With like in similar case, we would like probably making like this GitHub bot, and you can like use it for your project or so. So yeah, I would like talk about it later today. So yeah, and yeah, probably that's our operations right now. So yeah, I can go with the example how it works is that yeah, for example, yeah, we have like some case we identified what kind of the feature could be like in the Kodadot. Like actually somebody just spot the bug. For example, we had the idea that we would like to add some more analytics, like the queries on the collection profile, and from there actually, yeah, I just drafted like the issue about how what could be like done there, and actually I put some bounty there, and I think the Prachi actually picked it up, and she actually made it as a PR. Actually, the wiki wizard actually did the review, and I just personally just tested because I actually try and act as like yeah, the dumb user and going all this the Q&A stuff. And basically, when it's all good, like all the conversation, the pull request is like resolved. Yeah, we're happy like the process with the payout. So simple as that. And the once actually the code is good, it's merged and it's going to the production. So that's why we can like work on the daily basis. We have like tons of the releases. You may have seen it actually. We had like recently hit something like 32 builds per day, if I'm right. And would like yeah make it like a bit on average and maybe much more in the later. So yeah. So that's basically how we work from the developer perspective. Next is actually that, yeah, I would like briefly talk. Yeah, I think probably it's time to invite the wiki on the stage, and he may actually talk about the beta, like what's there in the Kodadot. So yeah, stage is yours.
Thank you for an awesome intro. Wow. So yeah, let's talk briefly about beta and why we decided to migrate from Vue to Nuxt. What's Nuxt? Nuxt is a framework built on top of the Vue, and it offers for the users to have faster load time, because now if you go to the Kodadot, it's like for the first start it's super slow, and what's going on the background is that you have to load the whole application to your web browser, which is now around 6 to 7 megabytes, which is not so small package. And using Nuxt, we can deliver only the web page you are actually looking for. So we can go to like, I don't know, 200-300 kilobytes. So it's perfect from the user experience. And the second one, we can have better SEO. So when you share the NFT with your friends, it is automatically the image is automatically propagated to Twitter, because sometimes it can glitch using the current setup. It's usually most of the code are the hacks built together, and it seamlessly works. So using the SSG, which is server side generated page, we can have better SEO. You can fast share the NFTs with your friends, and also we are mitigating the technical debt for the next step, which is implementing migrating from the Vue 2.6 to Vue 3, which can go much faster. And also with the upcoming features such as XR, it will be super fast. So that's why we decided to migrate basically to the Nuxt. And yeah, also it slowed down some processes. For example, state mine, which, as you are on the Discord for the longer time, you see sometimes one state mine. And we decided to actually fight against the technical debt, because now it's making the progress slower, but in the future we can gain more. So for the state mine, we got grant for the Kusama to integrate unique palette NFTs. Some of you probably got the birds, and will be on the state mine as an explorer, so you can't sell your birds. But we got a hack to actually integrate marketplace, so you can sell the birds, but it comes with the trade-off to be not so decentralized. So we are thinking about other possibilities if we can make something more like smarter. So we will have perfectly chain protected NFTs and also the decentralized marketplace under the one roof. And if you would like to test the implementation of the state mine, there is something called Westmint, which is basically testnet for Kusama. And we got a lot of Western tokens from Raul from Parity. He's doing relationship to Kusama, so thank you very much. And if you want, feel free to test. We also have a couple of bounties for that. Also, kudos to the one row artist. He spotted a lot of bugs, so we sent him happily some bounties for the bugs. And yeah, feel free to join the Westmin channel, and I'll send you the tokens. And also the next integration is with Basilisk. Last update I got, there is like they have implemented like 80% of the features. There are some misalignments with the specifications, but it will go smoother. And there is also local testnet running for us with all the features. I just need to update the code regarding to the new features. And if you wanna help us with that, there are also, as well mentioned, a lot of bounties. So happy to work with you. If you know Vue, TypeScript, or whatever, happy to have you on board. What are the other features coming to the Kodadot in general? As you if you have spotted the admin panel, what's basically admin panel does is that when you have a lot of NFTs, for example, Deep Logic is master of creating a lot of collect like huge collections, and sometimes you can't sell all the NFTs and you just want to create scale resource. So using admin panel, you can burn the rest which you haven't sold yet. Also, you can do mass airdrop. That's what we are doing also today. That we take all the addresses, mint it, and directly distribute it. And using the on-chain randomness, we can select the people which will get it. So that's regarding to the admin panel. And also there is like upcoming feature called mass mint. You already heard about it, and it's currently in alpha slash beta. A couple of artists tried that. We got super feedback regarding to that it's easy to use, and it was super nice to work with that. And when we are going to publish that, we got offered to try Estuary, which is the storage from Filecoin, and it should pin or store the data more smoothly. So it waits for the integration, and then using the estuary, we will publish that. So instead of Pinata, which we use right now, we'll use estuary. So the pinning time should be lower, and the metadata should load faster. And yeah, also last upcoming features today and for the last couple of days, we hacked with the Roncha the XR integration into the Kodadot, already using Nuxt. So using a couple of hacks, we successfully integrated the first demo for the artist profile. So when you're on your profile, you can click on go to the gallery, and it automatically moves you to the first VR world. So happy to have Roncha on stage, and I hope he can talk more about that.
Hey, Victor. Thanks for introducing. I'm happy to be here. Super excited. Yeah. So we've been sort of secretly hacking together a codeverse basically, for the past couple of months. It's been very interesting. We've kind of made a pretty good headway. Got a lot of the fundamentals correct. Got the architecture there. Uh, I don't know. Can we share a screen here or no? I don't know if we can share a screen. You know?
I'm afraid not. But maybe next
Mm.
time. Yeah, I think it will different. Next time it will be different. No worries.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, but anyway, so um, basically a couple of things. I'll maybe I'll just share the slides after the meeting. But as Vicky mentioned, we were able to successfully like create a gallery that basically takes dynamically whatever art that you have, like from a JPEG or from um, the image itself, so it will automatically place it into that specific 3D gallery. Right now, we're just sort of think of it like we're just building the building blocks for it. So the functionality is there, just like how you guys are probably familiar with the AR button, right? So when you click on the AR, the camera opens up and you can see the 3D file in augmented reality, right? So similarly, we want to do that for virtual reality. Now, you probably heard of the metaverse and all these different things, but what it really like, I want to kind of talk about like the purpose, like why should we build the XR gallery? Like, you know, one of the things is basically like it would empower users to explore art in a more immersive way, right? Like you'll be able to the artist can creatively like create an environment that's related to the art, and then so forth the user can kind of experience that art in a more immersive way. um, and through the virtual worlds we get like a community. Basically it can empower the community to kind of enter the virtual world in an interconnected way, basically, right? Like kind of like multiplayer sort of like, but instead like you're in the gallery, right? Like you can invite friends over and go check out a collection or what have you. We're even thinking about like how to authenticate it like from inside of VR and being able to kind of make a purchase of it inside of VR basically through your wallet. So some of those like advanced like sort of that, it's still like early development from that perspective, but we're building the building blocks right now. So kind of like what are the like requirements sort of like, so basically it should be accessible via mobile browser. Basically you open the link, it'll be open on your browser and you can like move it around like on your kind of like the Call of Duty or whatnot, just like you're on your phone. Basically you move it the thumbstick around on the phone. You and then also desktop and then VR as well. So since we're using WebXR basically, so it's just everything's on the web. You'll be able to access it via any kind of headset, as long as they have a browser, and so forth. So that gives us the advantage of it. And what we're using is actually aframe.io. It's very simple. Like it gives us a lot of um, components, and then it's a very big community and has a lot of features that we can kind of use, like let's say multiplayer, avatar system, and like environment building. So the, like from an artist perspective, like a one raw artist, like he has a lot of these 3D galleries he wants to show off. Empowering, like if we're building the infrastructure for it, so then he can actually go and like someone can actually walk around those art worlds in a virtual environment, or like walking around on a desktop. And I wish I could have showed the slides because it has really good demos. So but anyways, so the other thing is like we since we're basically kind of right now we're building the rooms basically. So the 3D room, the 3D room, and whichever artist is it, their collection will be displayed dynamically, basically. So um, but like we're still like we're technical, like a development perspective, right? I think we get more feedback from the artists and exploring like navigation. How should we go towards different rooms? How do we navigate towards like different environments? From fundamentally we have like components, we build it out. So like let's say you can like there is like you in a virtual world, like there's two doors basically, and the doors have like gallery one, gallery two, and then you walk into gallery two, and then you look at the art, and then once you're done, you can exit it, and then you go back to the main environment. Or let's say you want to connect two artists. Once you're in an environment, then you can have a door basically to the other artist. So like kind of like interconnected basically. So you, if you're on a headset, you fully immersed in that experience basically. Um, yeah. So to one second. Also, like this will be um like in the VR, like you'll be able to walk around. We will be able to add like music towards to the room, and like different 3D like 3D environment, like props or whatnot. So as we go about doing it, we'll be able to uh kind of inspire the artist, and it will be, see, the thing is like we need some dynamically, so we need to be able to do this like automatically, right? Like an artist can't, or like someone who wants to mint um their collection, they may not be able to create like a 3D room basically. So um we'll have to, and some artists will want to create their own worlds, right? So we have to kind of figure out a way to kind of to figure out a way to do that basically, to like customize it, right? Being able to customize your galleries, enter private rooms. So for example, like I'm a user and I collected a bunch of art, and now it's my room basically, right? Like you're kind of like how you go to your my profile, and then you're like, oh, this is my profile of my collection. Instead, pretending like, this is like you create your own room, and only your collection that you bought from other artists is there for display, and then you can invite your friends over to view it, or view it yourself, like, whatever. But the point is like being able to create like a private rooms, and then galleries for artists, and then and a community world around it, right? So it's sort of like you're kind of building the kind of like little virtual worlds that are interconnected, and to give you that sense of like the community, that like, some people may be interested in different artists, they may go over there. So but allowing that access to any layer of except for private rooms, obviously, like only the person who owns it, only they'll be able to go there. But allowing that kind of interconnectivity to it, and maybe who knows, maybe you can even trade art or something like that. Yeah, so basically, I mean, long story short, we've got the fundamentals done. At this point, we'll just be kind of building out features and more rooms and avatar systems, multiplayer, designing better galleries. I'm sure one raw artist can is excited about that, creating more artists, and even other people, like, just if had to create 3D worlds, and then we can mint those worlds, and then put collections on inside of that world. Um, a lot of Oh yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll share the slides. I think once you like look at the slides, I think it'll explain a lot more because it's a visual thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But for now, I'm happy. Like we were able to migrate to Nux, which is huge. This is sort of like the first, because like I don't think that many people are kind of using it. Like the from a implementation standpoint, which is pretty big actually. But yeah, just stay tuned, I guess. But yeah, that's all I had.
Okay, yeah, it was really lovely. So yeah, just the follow up the stuff. So yeah, I think you can find the Rancha and the XR Dev channel we actually have in the development. And if you like any interesting the links, feel free like send it over. And we just also created a new channel on Discord like the share your 3D NFT, and we're like happy like to see like what your creations. So and yeah, in connection with this, yeah, I would like to tell like that we recently actually thinking like with Meta Prime, we will be like focusing on on the architects, especially the digital architects, and this is like credit goes to the Children and to identify this stuff. And we already have between us like few architects who are actually creating this kind of world. So actually somebody on the GitHub actually created the world where he actually funny idea to create the Counter-Strike map. So yeah, we will see. We have some fun to unpack. So yeah, that's stuff for the beta and the extended reality. Yeah, and I would like briefly like go back to our how we work like the Kodadot part. So speaking of our KPI and the numbers, right now we are around the 100 forks because thanks to the contributors and the outside collaborators actually making the forks, and we even have one guy who would like to run the Kodadot in the wild and in the Darwinia. So we'll happy like to chat more about it, and we'll share more news once actually be production ready. And we will like happy to drive forward like the more people contributing to the Kodadot from the outside. And our vision is something like reach briefly like through 300 600 and more forks. And for that we actually still need to pimp up our current the process how we contribute to the code. And so actually there is like no frictions when developer like ask us how to create the Polkadot wallet or something like that. It's still pain. I would like to help solve it in the future as well. So briefly speaking, like that would like a double on the current numbers. And as we shared previously, we have like something like 10K unique visitors per month. We have like daily 200,000 queries going through the Kodadot, which is quite a lot. And we got like daily 10, if I'm right, let me find the tweet. Yeah, it's quite a lot, whatever. Yeah, it's something like a 250,000 of the page views per month, which is start getting some traction. And basically I would like to hit up like 1 million page views in the next months, because we see like there is the constant traction and there is like constantly adding up, and with the growing audience, and especially like the more artists showing up on the marketplace, coming also from the remark like the singular and from other markets where actually they realize that it is like much cheaper to mint here, they can like start be there. So that's really nice. So and the close up non development stuff, yeah, we just recently realized that we introduced like the patronage program where actually we added like the frequent contributors where you can directly support them through their address, and you can see like they are verified contributors when you check through GitHub code and the code base. So basically that's it for now. Okay, so yeah, I would like briefly transit to the what's next and what we actually needed the raise money for. So yeah, I just briefly draft to like explain like what we're building with next, and what is like the Kodadot part of, and what's the next let's say the family products will be. So yeah, the thing is actually, yeah, we might go for the parachain. That's it. So yeah, that's nothing secret to be honest, and that's all will be like a result how actually your community actually trust in us, and probably there is like a lot of people asking us if there will be token. Yes, there will be token, and yeah, we'll see how much you will actually putting the trust in us, and if you put like the enough trust and give us like enough. In the to be confident that actually we can like launch the parachain, we'll definitely go for it. We can like drive this future with you, because yeah, we don't want to like the rent the parachain slot without anything happening there. I would like to rather be confident that actually we can like run some experiments and NFT depths there with you as well. So yeah, so briefly, how I can say like the punchline for the Meta Prime is that we realized we'll be building something like this, the Web3 toolbox for the open metaverses. So you may recently seen that actually we updated the page there. It's not done yet, but yeah, it will be in upcoming days, weeks, and then actually we'll be releasing some more official announcements about it, and yeah, we'll be showing some hello worlds you can like then find on the Medium. So briefly imagine like what the meta prime will be. It'd be like, yep, the parachain, and the Kodadot like will be something like the core engine, which thanks to like having Kodadot nukes, we'll be introducing something like the plugin structure where the extended reality will be like one of its own plugins there. And from there, we'll be writing the manuals how you can run the Kodadot on your own, and we'll be doing some hackathon where you can come over and hacking, because there will probably the prize pool where actually we will be giving the bounties. So actually bring your crazy ideas, and that's for the Kodadot how we like see it right now. So we will be expanding on that more later. Then next stuff, we're actually been doing stuff back in the September. We've been quite successful with the Open Web Foundry in the ARI ecosystem, and we actually realized that we quite need some better provider to fetch the data for the storage for the NFTs. So something like the metadata hosting, and we just partnered with the RV, and we are working on something like bring much better access gateways and shorter access times for your NFTs. And we'll be like offering this like the blockchain agnostic stuff. So I should be inviting and partnering with the other folks out there, and they can like start using it as well for other cases, not just for the NFTs. I guess there will be more coming along. So I think that these virtual worlds need to store something somewhere, somehow. So actually we'll be like cracking on this, and it will be something like the better pinata, but with more easy endpoints for the developers. And yeah, we'll be having whole AMA for the permafrost. So that's the second product. The third product is like something we recently been making the proof of the concept. It's called like the portcullis, and it's something like the gate from the castles. And we realized that we would like to have something like the gated Discord. So you maybe know it from the like Ethereum is that you have like the Collabland, and how we see the portcullis will be working is that you need to, for example, holding for with your address some Kusama or some particular NFT or some from some collection, and after that actually the bot will verify the stuff. It can let you inside the room, because right now there's a lot of discords actually working quite manually, and we just identified this case might definitely work, and it definitely fits in our future portfolio, where actually people like the creators communities have their own airdrop for whatsoever reasons, or they have like their collectors, where actually they will like be more connected with their audience, that they can like set which NFTs the address needs to own to be like enter the room. So literally we can like think about it not just for the Discord, but it can actually work for the virtual worlds we'll be running in the Kodadot. So imagine that you, for example, some teleports wouldn't work if you don't own some NFT, and it will just you can teleport only when your address actually is holding some particular holdings or JPEGs or so. So basically that's it, and we would like happy to test with some the Dotsama communities, like probably the Chaos DAO could might test it out, and the other discords around in the Dotsama community. I think there will be a lot of them. So that's basically for the portcullis. And next stuff is like quite the fresh. It's just on the paper, but it's something I would like to abstract the current process, how we like do the payouts, and we would like to briefly draft the bot, which will be like giving the bounties for whatsoever you want people like to do. So something like the incentivize the workflow, and anyone can like, if they want to some pretty well defined task and pretty easily can like evaluate it like it's being done, they can like use this for automatically payouts. So something like that. Some people like, for example, there will some contest competition in the Discord, or something like how we operate with the pull request and the issues on our GitHub. You can just smash the command, and the payout will be sent as on the predefined address, or the address book actually, which will be the bot carrying out with the people out there, which could be interesting in the long run. So that's briefly like on the Meta Prime. So what we are up to, and yeah, I would like probably wrap up all this stuff that we actually need your feedback, because how we'll actually work is that we observe like how people like the behave or what they actually request. In this sense, we would like to have something like incentivized the bug bounty program. I think that yeah, one raw artist actually opened few great issues and received the payout for that as well. So if you whenever you actually spot the bug on the Kodadot, feel free like go to our GitHub repository and go open the new issues and fill up the bug report, so we can like investigate and what's actually wrong there. And actually it will like help like better see like what's wrong there or so, because right now we don't have any tracking, and if like don't report to us, we probably wouldn't know that actually is happening. We might in later we try to install some privacy first tracking, which will be like not selling your data, but we just need to pick on how the people actually users are behaving and what they're maybe missing, and that actually will help us create much better and strong the feedback loop. So actually feel free anytime DM me, but I think much better and efficient ways like use our feedback channel, and you can write anything you might spot which is made wrong, or which you like deserve some feature requests. Feel free like talk about it, and will like help us to pick it up from there. So yeah. And yeah, and then recently I would like to tell like that recently we have like the where's actually most stuff will be happening is like the development categories like the XR dev, which is like stands for the extended reality development. And actually we have like the interiors, which is like for front end developer, where you can find some recent progress what's happening there. And today we just added some the architect channel, where actually we like to invite all the digital architects to work with us to create the worlds, the objects, the interiors, and all good low poly or high res or hi-fi metaverses. So we can like to play around and experiment together. So and from my side, yeah, that's it. And then actually, yeah, I would like to invite on the stage like doing the panel, and maybe yeah, let's ask questions. So if you have the question, you can write it to the Meet Hours channel, and we can like pick it from there, or just raise your hand and we can like invite you on the stage. Oh yeah, fuck. Yeah, I would like to give the word to the Sildron, who she can actually talk about the other rebranding stuff. Actually, I forgot to sync it to the speaker notes. Fuck, I'm very sorry. Yeah, so yeah, go on. Word is yours.
All good. Okay. Good evening, good morning, depending on which time zone you're at. So yeah, as it was mentioned before, we started the design and creative journey with the first edition of Kodadot, which was kind of like a version of Craigslist, and that was changed primarily into these the pink and black colors, which are primarily reflective of the Kusama and polka dot branding colors. At some point in the future, we will add different colored themes to represent the different types of values that Kodadot itself stands for. We are pretty big on solar punk values, and we think that technology can, shape the future, a better future. Um, Also, we primarily aim to be cypherpunky and decentralized. Hence the chosen colors so far. As you know, the cyberpunk palette itself is primarily consisting of these neon blue and pink palettes, which is also going to be one of the themes that will be probably at some point implemented a bit later rather than sooner. And in the near future, you will soon see a new logo being deployed. We had like a mid logo. I would call it a mid logo, which was a the coda with a square. But recently, I have updated even that design because I've done some extensive research on the name itself, and the name Koda is a family name from Japan, and it means happy rice paddy. Hence why the new logo will have these elements of Japanese kind of styling, which we have actually released a little teaser on our competition for the icon of our visual identity, because we would like the community to take part in the creative vision overall of the rebranding. Additionally, because we're falling a little bit again into the Craigslist pit. In the next few weeks or month, we will see some design changes on the website itself, primarily landing, and I will be doing some research for user journeys on easier ways to find certain NFTs, and because if you probably look at any other platform, you will notice that there's a lot of noise, and artists normally really have to push it through marketing to to get their creations to the right collectors. But from my personal perspective and from my personal experience as an artist, if we are capable of building a very good UI UX platform with which we can decrease our amount of time spent on marketing, which is usually 50%, by research, we could potentially have better quality of art, and because the artists themselves would have more time for that. And as you know, time is something that we can't really get back. And if some point we manage to even hook up collectors and artists together like really easily, then that means that both parties will not have to spend that much time on marketing and research. But yeah, so that's kind of going to be my mission, researching how to improve that in terms of UX and UI. So yes, if you would like to take part in the logo, that is icon competition, have a look in our Discord channel under logo competition, and if you have any questions, please free to ask. The person that wins the competition will, if they want, they can join our design team, and we can make some improvements together. And also, there will be a reward of 3 KSM, and the winning logo will be minted and distributed. So that's pretty much where we're at with Kodadot. On the other hand, I'm also working on the MetaPrime website, and the key currently is to easily direct the interested parties that land on the site to primarily architects and developers, so that they can easily navigate through the um, information required in order to help build MetaPrime and make it reality sooner rather than later. In terms of some special incentives, there's also something that we will be working on, and conceptualizing how basically NFTs can fund something else besides art by being connected to potentially um, scientific researches or charities or similar. But that is something that is down the line, and hopefully we can make some specific partnerships in regards to that, and maybe we can make some cool projects come to life that people can't normally find funding for. And well, I guess that's currently where we're at with the design, and hopefully there will be some rapid changes happening by the end of the year.
Cool. So thank you for updating like on the branding designs, and probably yeah we'll see the article coming up, and we'll be like slowly rolling on the various channels on the updating our new Kodadot logo. And of course, yeah, there will be stickers as well, and we start collecting some of the people actually the addresses. And we're happy like to send you the stickers actually if you like interested, like maybe send DMs and send your postal address, and we're happy like to once the stickers will be printed, like send you some. So yeah, spread the love, and that yeah, that's probably yeah, that's for the updates. And yeah, would like open discussion like if you anyone have the questions would like to ask the team, because we'll be like delivering a lot of new stuff recently, and you maybe read our recent writings on the medium, what we actually done so far, and would like happy to hear your opinion or what's so actually is going on your mind or so. Yeah, I would like probably start like maybe the asking the Rancher like the what are your thoughts about the multiplier actually is, or what how we can like the hack the multiplier stuff to the Codaverse actually. We've been like doing a specifically research on the network part, but you can like tell us like what's your insights, like what could be done on the this part.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure everyone's pretty. I'm just like I've been wanting to travel, right? Like in the past couple of years has been crazy, right? So being able to kind of escape, right? And so I've been playing a lot with like different tools. So there are lots of multiplayer virtual reality like FrameVR.io, Verbalia, also like different VRland.io, CryptoVoxels, so all these different sort of like these virtual worlds and um, uh, kind of there's two things, right? Like one is like the community and like being able to kind of have that good experience, right? Like being able to a lot of times it's not a good experience to be in that like different environment that's not really um like being able like having like your own sort of identity inside of it, I guess. It's not, it's like you're going towards like different I mean, I guess like I'm just looking at it from a personal like perspective, like how like it would be to display your art that could be customized. And like it's not a fully like this like let's say I'm an artist, right? And I want to mint something, and I want someone to invite someone over to my virtual room that I created it, and then I can go visit one raw artist his virtual room. So things like that, like really like flow of like from a user perspective, how do we accomplish that, and then kind of have that like seamless experience so that you feel comfortable in that environment. You feel like your friends are like you just digital friends right now, right? I'm not been around for, I'm not even in the crypto space that long. I'm mostly doing virtual reality stuff. But the sense of community and friendships and things like that, and like helping each other out, and then like sharing your art, and you want to express that in a more like virtual way, that like in a more like gamified way, right? Like basically like that's what like all the play to earn, all these different I haven't checked out like Decentraland, all these different it's becoming very like COVID definitely increased like our like a span of technology that was supposed to happen, like people being in virtual world and the metaverse and things like that. That's just like it's just a buzzword right now, like but it's been going along for quite a while, and people have been trying to do this. Now it's getting a lot more media attention and things like that. So that means that there will be a lot more um like play from a financial perspective as well, right? Like you'll have more investment throughout those kind of ventures. If you're an artist and you create your own virtual world and then you mint it and then have someone buy it or something like that, right? So like it's like it creates a lot more immersive sort of marketplace for an artist, right? You can do, I mean, besides the like from a selling perspective it works too, right? Because let's say you're creating a specific niche type of like thing, like let's say I'm doing like swords basically, but they're from like India, and I want like those like temples or like village or like that environment I'm trying to bring about so that someone can buy my swords that I'm making, basically that they can take those swords and then take it to like a actual virtual like another Decentraland or CryptoWalks or whatever, like some other world, and take that NFT 3D object and then being able to take it to a different world basically, and then use that as well. So like more like that, this is all like very like advanced or we have to get there or whatnot. But I feel like we if we get some kind of feedback loop from like the community, and then we can build it. And you have power of like the artist, right? Like it works both ways. Like you can't just be a developer or whatever to like make the metaverse, right? You need everyone. You need anyone who's willing to learn. Or these are these stuff is not like hard thing to do or anything, like so you want to make it easy for anyone to kind of create their world, whether they want to go like really in depth. Let's say we're open sourcing, like there's so much information like to actually coding wise, but also no code tools and like Blender and like the different tools that are needed as an artist to create something that's new also, right? Like you want to create something newer as well, like from more a community as well. But I mean, yeah, just been kind of playing around with it and things, and I feel like it's going. I'm really happy, to be honest. Like it's by the way, we've been doing this for like a month and a half, like 2 months maybe, and the amount of work we've been able to accomplish, I think, like Matej and Vivek, Vicky, and Dakwa, like everyone's just been like the teamwork has been excellent, right? And being able to execution is the hard part, right? Like we have everyone has ideas. This is the stuff that we're talking about. It's not really like, oh, we're gonna do this is this. It's already like we've merged those changes in, right? Like we've already put the architecture there basically. Now it's just kind of empowering the artists and like building out the features. So yeah, just kind of excited, and just I think we're in a good spot right now.
Yeah, I would like to say like that the whole perspective right now on the metaverse stuff, except like it's like everyone's like hijacking the word for that. It's like the new name for the internet, and like the current people like work like 9 to 5 jobs, and with the internet actually there was like came the internet culture. There actually some digital nomads came in like the back then 2010, and with the impact of having these notebooks and the mobile phones actually is getting smaller, and having a running hotspot in anywhere, anyhow, and anytime, it actually adds you like capability to like work from the anywhere. And I'm quite personally like bullish like that the metaverses will offer like sort of the location arbitrage, what how you can like do the stuff you would like to get for example yeah paid for, or the enjoying, or the participate. And that's probably the biggest advantage there, because people actually spend tons of the time there. Literally the Discord is like the case. It was started like as the chatting with the gamers as well. And with all the metaverse stuff happening, there is not just about the virtual worlds, but I think it's all about could be like two-dimensional, the text towers is, or whatsoever you actually name it, but it will be like probably better and more immersive. So something like, imagine you may have some the HoloLens, Unreal or Magic Leap, and you can like interact with your friends much more native, like similar like holodeck, or from the Star Wars, like the Jedi Council or something like that. So it feels like more natural, and you can like meet more people all around the world to collaborate, and especially like co-creators. So that's where we actually like to land, and enable people like the doing this stuff much easier. So yeah, that's actually, yeah, I would like to underline that it's super important to like invite people from different industries. So that's why we put emphasis on the architects, developers, creators itself, and especially then like the collectors who actually helps the fuel all of this, and they can like meet what they like, and collect from people who they like, and they help like the patronage the artist. So actually I would like to name it like, we recently gave the small grant, or yeah, it was like $50 if I'm right, the one artist, and then actually in the few weeks actually he made like the first sale for one kusama, which is like quite nice. And similar like in back then we actually, yeah, we helped the Deep Logic, who actually make some recently SVG art, and help us like doing some let's say in the quote like in-house art, and helping us creating this airdrop material. He actually recently made I don't know 10 plus kusama, or maybe even more. You can check his address. So it's like it's on chain. It's best of it. So yeah, like this, you can like transform people from literally he's living outside of the city on the small villages. You can like change them to live way differently, thanks to like really earning like the internet money. So, and if you can manage it like to pay the bills for that, I think in long term you can definitely pay pay a rental with JPEGs or something like that. So that could be really case in upcoming months, I guess. So I guess the stuff is really evolving much faster, and yeah, we'll see how it could actually can go. So yeah, and yeah, I would like maybe ask like what kind of the technology actually we will be implementing or so for the Codaverse. That probably, yeah, maybe the Roncha can ask it. Or sorry.
Um, like from like technology, like from JavaScript
Oh
perspective,
yeah.
or
Something like this actually. Maybe people better understand actually how it works.
okay. So like we've been there are lots of different see, the other thing is also like we have to think about from cost perspective, or like let's say the best way we can figure out like there are tools like there are like that offer, let's say, multiplayer stuff like multiplayer, but then it would also cost as well, right, to host the multiplayer thing or whatnot. But anyways, the point was like from like we're just kind of leveraging open source. Basically we're using aframe.io, which is like a JavaScript framework that is on top of 3JS, which is also another JavaScript framework. So, and that is on top of WebGL. But I'm not gonna go into like too technical things. But the point is there are lots of different frameworks, right? And it was the point is like how do we pick the right one? Basically we try to do like work our way backwards, kind of like we're not trying to build like a game, right? We're like it's not like we don't need physics. It's not physically like the purpose of it, right? The purpose of of building um the codeverse, basically, right? Like so so A-frame was pretty good at doing that. It gives us like it's a very simple, like I think like 12 lines of code, simple HTML, basically, that you just like you can easily learn and things like that. So this it's also providing like newer people who want to learn about this, go a little bit more in depth, like create the art. So that worked out. And then there are lots of different components, basically. So A-frame has a huge community as well, actually, and lots of people build different use cases. It's like you take it and you want to build it yourself. Like it's like you do what you want to build it with. Like you can take it with and then like use it with, like, let's say, like different components to make a game. You could use it to like uh make art, let's say like SVG, like I heard like SVG to MP4, but imagine like minting like 360 videography or 360 pictures, or and have those like visualized, basically, right? So like, and you're selling an experience, so you're going from uh the image, a gift, a video, 360 image, or like or like 360 environment, right? And then in that environment you can put like you can mint an actual, I guess you could, in theory, actually, this is probably doable now that you think about it. Is you can mint like, let's say you're a photographer, right? This is just like obviously not for art, but let's say you're a photographer and you have 360 images or 360 video or something like that. So in theory, like you can actually mint those and sell it as in the marketplace if someone's interested, and so it brings like more other venues as well, I guess, to create more like empower other kind of creators, basically. And then so from a back to like the code perspective, I guess, yeah, like Vicky did an amazing job. I think he created a frame plugin, basic. So the thing is that these frameworks, these are very we're doing like kind of like uh stuff that's like not even implemented in other kind of like marketplaces or whatnot, be or like from a technology standpoint. But yeah, so we he put the A-frame plugin in Nuxt.js, right? So that allowed us to like give us entity and then extract out to be basically you're merging that A-frame into our NFT gallery code base, right? And uh, doing so, what gives us like kind of we call it like a state, like eventually it'll give us like state management. So like let's say like avatar and their NFT, like giving you access to like your profile, like your I guess your data basically, right? Like your data, you have access to your data basically, your personal data, right? Like your collection, your NFTs, and your wallet and everything. Being able to pass that into a virtual world, right? So that's pretty. I mean, I don't know, but well, it's pretty. I'm excited about it, but it's pretty cool actually. I don't think I've seen that it's still new, like not that many startups or whatnot. I mean, I'm not sure, like, but anyways, yeah, we're doing like so that's the perspective, like, so we're just happy that it worked out pretty much from a code perspective. But yeah.
Yeah, if I can go for this, we had amazing call with Roncha, and he explained me how all the A-frame works. Because back then I hacked the proof of concept on the Kodadot in November 2020, as I remember correctly. And now Roncha gave me all the good knowledge about A-frame and how the virtual worlds work. And yeah, basically we made a hack to implement the A-frame into the Nuxt. So from just there will be buttons just from the, for example, user profile, go to the VR, and the whole A-frame will be loaded on the background with your images. And yeah, automatically immersive gallery. We have already prepared the ice map from the Counter Strike, which is like super nice. When I saw it for the first time in the virtual reality, and I was like, wow, this is true like childhood. Because through my young years, I was like really a fan of Counter Strike. Usually here in Europe, it's pretty popular. So it was like back to the childhood. Now with JPEGs, it was amazing. So yeah, looking forward to the XR in Koda.
Yeah, I mean, if like I would be like I would love to hear like from from the audience or like whoever, if you guys have any like questions or like just like ideas, I guess, right? Because that's basically will help us like shape it, I guess. But yeah, if anyone wants to jump in.
Yeah, I think that was really nice. Like I would like to see like what's coming next and what kind of the maps. I think once we actually start hacking on the various maps, there will probably come a lot of ideas what we can like improve. I think this is the Counter Strike ideas like very first of ones, and yeah, we'll see how it like can people like interact their model. I've seen like that recently, like the one of our artists actually made really nice the hi-fi models where actually people actually tried to use it in the AR as well, and definitely like made the impress as well. So we are like probably happy to run the more people to encourage like to see these shared objects. And maybe in the long run, yeah, we were thinking like how, for example, you can once we will have the mobile app, you can for example the see these objects in the real world or something like that. So actually you can think about like having the escape room in your city or something like that, or somebody can mint the objects on your street, and for example you can go and collect it or something like that. So yeah, we are thinking about this could be a really nice niche or so. So starting with the VR and then going to the shared reality, how it's I make a call or something like that. And yeah, that could be interesting. And so hi. And yeah, so this is like on the AR stuff. And yeah, I think yeah, I would like you can still ask us in the questions. I can like the check is like anything or so, and yeah, we'll probably suddenly the close the competition for the one Kusama. Where actually we like told people like guess the current the followership end of the call, and we'll like do it right away the finishing of this call as well. And basically, yeah, who actually participate in our airdrop, we're like sending away the amazing the NFT from the Deep Logic, and we're like the picking like 30% of the people out there who can like receive this amazing piece as well. So yeah, and yeah, I would like maybe give it like a few more second minutes. If you have like want to come over to speak or so, let us know. And then yeah, I think it was like our first the meet hours. It was pretty nice. And next time probably we'll like announce it like bit ahead than a few days. And so actually you can have much more stuff coming along as there's like more people participating what's like happening in the Kodadot, and there will be more release stuff coming along. So yeah, especially yeah, if you know some the artists and interesting creators, just tell them about the Kodadot. We can like help them support the initial grants, send them some kusamas, and they can like help the mint stuff as well. So actually we can like give them a bit exposure, and they can like start gaining some traction, and we can yeah be part of the family stuff. And it could be interesting what we came up. So yeah, we try to looking forward to some various experiments, because yes, everyone just thought like it's this stuff is still pretty new. And I've been even me personally like playing around with this VR stuff back in 2017, and that time there was like no hardware much, but I think it's already popping up in the browsers, the mobile phones, and more immersive stuff is coming along. So it's not at all just the optics, but something like you have like stuff which on your thumbs can emulate what you can sense, and how you can grab items, or what kind of the texture you can feel on your thumbs as well. So I think that will be very interesting. I think what you just seen in the VR is just the start. It's something like back then when you seen the HTML pages back in the 90s, and then suddenly the JavaScript appeared, and you can finally have the interactive web pages. And what's coming in the browser, like the WASM, you can like write anything for the browsers in the WASM, and run it even much more efficiently on the memory. So there will probably more stuff coming along. So yeah. And very last off, yeah, we would like definitely start leveraging then in the Codaverse some various Web3 properties. So yeah. Oh wow, welcome on the stage. So yeah, finally I can hear you. So yeah, let's speak. So yeah, let me introduce the one row artist on the panel, and we actually recently support them, and he actually made some sales, if I'm right.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for the opportunity. Kodadot has definitely changed my life and gave me a push. I
Oh, yeah.
just want to say thank you. I'm excited for everything that's coming in the future.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, maybe let's introduce yourself, like your backgrounds. Actually, others can like know you more.
So my art career started as far as I remember. I was the one that has talent while drawing. When I was a teenager, I got interested in graffiti. Then that turned into calligraphy and murals. So when I got to university, architecture was the only logical thing that I had to choose. So I did it, and I fell in love with it, and I enjoyed every day of it. So now I might be the only architect in the world with a graffiti background, and here I am trying to
Yeah,
make.
I think speaking of the graffiti or something like stuff, yeah, I think that's mostly if you feel like feel like the authentic, you can like create these the various models, and it could be like interesting in the long run. So actually, yeah, I think that's really great that more people are appearing in the space, because yeah, currently like the NFT has been just the focus on the two-dimensional stuff. And it's like the JPEGs, which like most people actually investing a lot, and they can easily carry because of the collection or whatsoever. But the underlayer, like the people can collect their digital goods and be owning the digital goods. It's something like much more impactful. So actually, that's what we will be sharing more in the upcoming weeks. What we'll be like putting on the Meetup Prime in the later. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to have you here.
Thank you. Like they say, everything happened for a reason. The perfect timing that I joined the NFT world was with Kodadot and was with XR and AR stuff. And I'm
That's a
just
good question.
excited.
That
Go
yeah, I
ahead.
would like how did you find out about us?
Actually, there was an Algerian artist, uh, People's Hand. He's on social media with a French name, La Main du Peuple.
Oh, okay, nice.
I saw him
Okay,
on Instagram posting that he sold an NFT on Kodadot.
mm,
So I asked
yeah.
him.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, we should onboard more.
So
Nice.
yes, there's a lot of talent in Algeria, just not enough
Yeah.
chances.
Yeah, I'm still thinking like that. There's like not much people can know that actually they can like sell their stuff through the same way. Actually, they're putting on Instagram. That, but on top of it, that actually they can like receive a payment for that, or actually, yes, in the future, like with the basilisk, we would like to have the royalties there, and that could be like interesting case because yeah, right now the remarks as it works like MVP on the Kusama doesn't have it, but yeah, with the basilisk we'll have the royalties and the make offer, and so actually people can in the later stage can like we can yeah, play with different approaches how you can like receive the value transfers for the ownership in the future. So yeah, I think the goal with the current Kodadot is like to have yeah people like yeah one artist like have like a steady income and enable them to do what they love. So simple as that. And similar like for
That would be
example
amazing.
a case like the Substack actually yeah started as a sort of the writing revolution would like to follow in the same path of the creators economy because it circling back to the Spotify era where actually the yeah, Spotify started bringing exposure to the artists. However, actually they keep still a big cut on their revenue, but yeah, would like to keep change the dynamics of that and would like to keep like the just the small cut for the cover the maintenance costs and the running costs because the infrastructure is still costs something, and yeah keep up development on the lean, and then actually yeah find out some Web3 sustainable funding models. Actually, yeah, we would like still working on that, and I think we'll figure out something in the long run. So that's why we think that like the Colorado will be like as the public good, and it we believe like it will be something like the OpenSea for the parachains out there, and there will probably more parachains coming along in the future. So that's in the future we will probably roll out on the Polkadot itself once we feel confident about all the stuff running there, and then actually with the other parachains. So actually you can expect that there will be like a more concepts of the NFTs out there. So that's on the Kusama is just the start. So and yeah, maybe
And
we can go on.
let's go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. If you have some question, yeah, go on.
Just one last thing about the minting fee, the gas fee. That's the only reason that kept so many artists from joining websites like Rarible or OpenSea. So when I asked about Kodadot, and the artist told me that the minting fee is almost like nothing. That was the number one reason because this is the first chance I had to join the NFT world. So I think that Kodadot should really focus on telling artists that minting fees are very low. Kodadot is not like other platforms.
Oh yeah, I think speaking of the fees, maybe the wiki can like share the numbers. I just recall that back in the February it was like the $7, but then actually with recent Kusama upgrades there was like some 100 times lower deduction, if I'm right. I think we should like include it on the our FAQ or something like that, because actually it's quite a crucial argument. Yeah, let me like note it down. Yeah, maybe we can tell about more.
It's because other platforms like OpenSea, if you have to mint something, you had to pay like $80 or $120. And for someone from not in Western country, that's a lot of money. So it's almost impossible to join the platform or even give it a shot. So Kodadot has that covered, and I think that should be minted in the bio of the profile. That it's not scary to mint or to invest in Kodadot. Even if even if it is $7, that's not a lot for an artist to try his shot.
Yeah, okay. So speaking of the fees are quite low right now. Back then in January or February, it was something around $3 per one NFT. And since we made some optimizations that how you can mint, that you can, for example, mint and list in one transaction. For example, WoW back then minted 500 NFTs for like $26, which is like, yeah, 5 cents basically for each NFT. So yeah, comparing to $80 on Ethereum to 5 cents on Kusama is like pretty cheap. And also when you
Exactly.
decide to like support the our carbonless initiative, yeah, it's like $1.05. Plus, there is some fee if also optional to support cost for the IPFS because it's not free. We are running like a couple of nodes from the Pinata. We have like a lot of bandwidth. I think the correct WoW has correct numbers, but yeah, we already stored something like around 16 gigabytes only for Kodadot. If you want to like make another copy of other platforms, the numbers could be like double or triple comparing to what we have now. So yeah, definitely gas fees are cheap, and if you want to support, we'll be more than happy. And speaking of the numbers, Val can drop more.
Yeah, with the numbers, I think. Yeah, right now we have, for example, I think okay, let's roll out. I think we would like maybe write about it more, but maybe already in the article. So, yeah, we like on the Netlify we're actually paying some costs for the CDN, which is like right now $35. And yeah, storage, but it's for the peanut is like much higher, which is like probably hitting the $100 there. And plus, yeah, we are there is a more upcoming cost for the subquery, which actually we are giving for free, but we actually expecting there will be like something between 5 or 1,000 or something like that for the RPC nodes, as we like generating quite a huge load there. And that's probably yeah for now. But yeah, that's all the stuff actually, not yet including like the development costs. But yeah, would like try to reflect it as once maybe we'll be doing it the retroactive drop for the usage of the Kodadot. Actually, we have like can tell like if you've been like using the Kodadot in the past, and we can like probably yeah, we'll be rewarding the users. So actually, we cannot like disclose the rules or what will I be looking for, because yeah, probably your naturally will be the gaming them. But yeah, we're like looking forward like in naturally reward you for your natural usage. Like if you are the collector, you're buying through the Kodadot. If you are a creator, minting through the Kodadot, and whatsoever other actions will come true. We'll like also reward our frequent the contributors who actually contributing to the code base, and the similar like follow probably closest how actually Gitcoin actually did their retroactive drops. So actually everyone who actually used their platforms actually have the chances to participate. So in this manner, yeah, we're probably releasing some writing on that, which like help you understand how our reasoning actually is built or so. So yeah, maybe Horimat actually wanted to go on stage if I see right, and yeah, basically that's it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to like expand it more, and I think once we get on board more contributors, we'll probably get a more healthy maintainer set of the people. Yeah, we can like start expanding on the another crazy ideas we have like in the our drawer and building stuff one by one. So yeah, we have some crazy marketing coming, and yeah, we're looking forward. So yeah, we'll be probably looking forward to doing these campaigns like shoot us like the best video in the air object in the outside or so. Probably yeah, we can work with the one row artist who actually the shoot his like the model out there and giving like the bounty so actually people can test out the stuff and report us back what's working for them, what's not doesn't work, and what actually are the edge cases or so, because we are keen like explore and have this strong feedback loop on the future shared objects out there and in some metaverse as well. So yeah, and yeah, basically I think that's it. So if there is no more question, yeah, I would like probably formally like finish it. And I was like really was really nice to have you all here, and probably if I'm right, the D14 actually been making the recording from this. Actually, when you're right now listening from the record, it was really nice that you actually came far here, and yeah, maybe looking forward for the next the meet hours, and we'll be like focusing niche like what we are doing there. So probably upcoming next, we'll be talking more deeply on the permafrost, the portcullis, the ephemeral, and the planting tree, like the Coda forest, what is actually coming there. And of course, yeah, we'll have like a huge portion for the extended reality and what's will coming there. So yeah, so happy to have you all here, and yeah, it was really nice to meet you. So yeah, thank you all, and see you later in the metaverse.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and yeah, see you later.
Thanks,
Good
everyone.
night, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.